Greetings everybody, it's Trent again, and today we are going to tackle one of the big problems with these Prismacolor markers. They go dry, and they are expensive, but they're fantastic. And I have found a way of extending the life of a dead Prismacolor marker pretty significantly. What you're going to need is a mostly dry Prismacolor marker, some tape, duct tape, scotch tape, doesn't matter. Some kind of needles or sharp pins, just something to, well, you'll see, and an X-Acto knife. Now let's take a look here and show you what we're dealing with today. Okay, now this one's just beginning to go. You'll notice that it's getting patchy. It's not really holding its color, and it's not blending well. And what we are going to do in this case is, with it capped, there'll be an area when you'll be able to see it pretty well, because pretty much any Prismacolor marker is going to wear on the label where the seam is. There is a cap underneath this, and you just take the X-Acto knife around that sort of seam. We're just cutting through the label here. And then pull it off. Take the needle and remove the sort of ink cartridge inside. Now this is just like the ink cartridge in a magic marker, except it has a much higher quality pigment in it. I've done some experiments. You can retrieve magic markers in the same way, but why would you want to? Now for the secret ingredient. Rubbing alcohol. And what we do... Sorry, should have prepared this in advance. We just pour a bit of rubbing alcohol into the shaft. Whoop. Slide the ink cartridge back in. Let it sort of sink on its own if you can. That'll let it absorb the rubbing alcohol. Once you've got it tamped down, just a couple more drops up the top to kind of seep in, get things going, and put the lid back on. Now, take a piece of your tape, and wrap the end of the marker shaft to seal everything in. Bit of shaking, and give it a few moments. Now, the first time you open it, it is going to splurt, as it just did. It's going to be very liquidy for a little while, and I can show you exactly what just happened there. See, that's why I'm working on a piece of poster board that I don't really care about, and I'm not wearing good clothing. Now, at first, the marker is going to be very liquidy and runny, but as you work through it, eventually you're going to get back a much more usable version. Now, this doesn't make them just the way they were before. They're usually lighter in color. They usually wind up being lighter in color, or in the case of really dark colors, much richer and denser. And what happens is, once you've had a little bit of an opportunity, sorry, tape kind of came up there. Once you've had an opportunity to kind of get the excess that's in the tip there out, just seal it up. Well, first, napkin. Get that excess out of there. seal it up, let it sit, and what will happen is that rubbing alcohol will seep through the entire shaft, soaking up all of the pigment, and it will restore the marker to a usable state. Not quite the original one. You'll want to experiment with them, see how they react, but the alcohol evaporates quickly, just like the whatever medium that they come in does, and that'll help extend the lifespan of your Prismacolors. Hope this was useful.